So Otto Piene, in my eyes, is really one of the most decisive figures in the art of the 20th century. He really developed a lot of new art perspectives and new fields in art through his very early work, working with light, electric light, as well as with natural light, working with fire, with smoke, with all elements of nature, but also by developing large-scale projects in the US especially, and at the MIT in Boston, where he studied together with scientists and not studied, where he developed together with technicians and other scholars and other artists, projects beyond the museum and beyond a gallery space, projects which take place outside of galleries in the public space, in a public area. And so with this title, Otto Piene More Sky, for our 3 projects here in Berlin, the exhibition, the projections and the Sky event, we want to refer to that idea of him expanding the art beyond a museum or a gallery into new fields and new areas, let's say, for art and culture. When we were working together, Otto Piene and I, and also others here at the museum on these projects, we thought it would be good to think about one major project for that great hall. And Proliferation of the Sun is an important multimedia piece at the 1960s and not so well known. And so we thought it might be really interesting to restage this project, and by also enlarging it, because we slightly made changes, of course, to that original project. Originally it was a slide projection in a rather small off theater, whereas this is a prominent, huge space in the middle of a big city. So it's really a difference. We have to refer, and we have to change also the installation. And we did that in direct conversation in relation to Otto Piene, and we felt that this is the right way. And also the colorness, the deep colorness of that slide, of these slides, and of the whole Proliferation installation, is a very good counterpart to the very rigid and pure, perfect architecture of Mies van der Rohe. And they are both were created at the same time. The building was created in 1968, it was finished in 1968, and the installation, the Proliferation in the Sun, had its premiere, its vernissage in 1967. So one, I would say, one era of art ends with Mies van der Rohe's last building, and another one begins with this early, very vivid, lively performance by Otto Piene in 1967. And this to match in the year where we know it's the last year of that building, it will close for renovation end of this year. That was basically the idea. So at that time, Proliferation of the Sun was a very optimistic answer on the negotiations about nuclear weapons. Proliferation is a term used in the political negotiations about the proliferation of nuclear weapons. And he turned it around into something totally optimistic and colorful and happy image. So what we can learn from this is that there are always, of course, different possibilities to react on problematic and difficult issues. And so also the rainbow set over the Olympic Games final ceremony, only days after this drama there, which happened in Munich 1972, turned it all around, and everybody felt that this rainbow was a sign of peace and hope. And sort of we set these stars now tonight over the museum also in the hope that we can reach maybe more for this museum, and also that to remind to this era where big dreams were possible in a more metaphorical sense. And that's something which is still valid for today, to develop visions and to develop ideas. And that's his art, and he was fighting for that, and I think it's good to remind to that gesture.
So, if you may describe me the installation which is on the roof.
Well, the sky event consists of 3 stars, and that is a decision Otto made. He decided to show 3 white stars over this black architecture. And one of the 3 sculptures we will lift within the next hours is the Berlin Superstar, which was used 1984 at the Ernst-Reuter-Platz already in Berlin. And it was not used since then anymore. They tried it in Paris to lift it, but there was rain. So today we will have a happening of that Berlin Superstar rising, and 2 other stars. So this is a kind of an homage to Mies and to his very reduced color scheme he used in the architecture, so that Otto Piene reacts not with the color but with 3 white stars. And for him, it was a very special moment to be up on this roof. I went with him hours before he died up on that roof, and he was very happy, and we told him the weather will be fine, we have good news, everything is organized, all the family members and all the technicians are here. And he felt very happy. He was very happy that this all comes together. So that was a very special moment with him on the roof.